Okay, well, it all started in Hillbrow in Johannesburg in 1976 when you came visiting me in my flat with your mother.
1976, so I would have been 2 because I was born in 1974. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
So you knew my mum already by then, did you?
Oh, yeah. And I knew about you, but I never had the opportunity to meet you because you were living with your auntie Alderson at that particular time while your mother was trying to find herself a job and whatever. She was at that particular time jobless and no place to stay. She was living with your sister, including you. And then she brought you to the flat for the first time you came to visit. I had just a small one-bedroom flat with a bathroom. You were playing in a lounge, and I went to have a bath. It was a bath, not a shower, a bath. I was lying in a bath full of hot water, and your mother was sitting next to me on the bath. You were playing in a lounge. And then I was lying in the bath in the hot water, and then I was at that particular time 20, whatever, 4 years old or something like that. You came rushing into the bathroom, and you came straight to the bath, and you were just a little bit higher than a bath, and you looked, and you saw my erected penis that particular time. Then you just wanted to grab it. You were screaming for it, and I was pushing your hands away, and I said, "No, it's not right." Then your mother jumped in. She says, "No, it's okay. There's nothing wrong. Let her play with it." And that moment was the one that triggered these emotions in me that brought all that things that happened afterwards in our life and life with other children as well. Also the fact that we were, look, I'm not justifying now, I'm trying to justify the wrongs of the doings that I've done. I accept the fact that I've done wrong, but I'm just trying to explain how it came to that. So then we moved to Namibia. We decided we're going to stay as a family and so on. So I suggested to your mother that Namibia is a nice place, free place, not like apartheid was very strong at that particular time, and we Europeans, we like to sort of have a more relaxed way of life, and that's what I experienced by coming to Namibia, because I was one of the first workers to build the Rossing uranium mine. I was working with them for a construction company called Genrec. And then I said to your mother that I would like to bring you all to Namibia and come and resettle in Namibia. We came to Namibia, and then of course we were involved with our friends who also had a similar relationship, which was in a way very similar to what we used to have, because as you know, Ben also was involved with Isabel, who was also his stepdaughter. And being a crowd of all this was like acceptance on all of your part, that this is a part of life, you understand? And I wasn't really thinking much at that particular time. I was too young to think about the consequences and all this of whatever was happening. So I was just playing along with it. Look, I had definitely a love for you. I loved you the most, more than any other, I should say, woman or a man, doesn't matter, whatever you put it, another human being. Even loved you more than my own daughter, because my daughter was a stranger to me. She was living in Germany anyway, and to me you were more than my daughter. You were everything to me. I suppose in my own crooked mind I was kind of grooming you for becoming my wife one day. may sound weird or something. I don't have that feeling now, but this was the thing that I felt at that particular. I'm talking about how I was feeling at that time.
Yeah, of course.
Also, you were not objecting to anything that I was doing to you, so I'm not saying that you kind of insisted on anything, but so it happened that you were not refusing and not saying no, don't do that or whatever. You know, you were always there and always willing to participate if I was kind of approaching you. I don't know what else to say about this, but this was the circumstances that I was living in with, and that's how I was playing along with it, and that's how the things ended in that direction.
And you were adopted?
Yes, I was adopted when I was 18 months old, yes.
As a baby, okay.
Yeah.
And your mum, your biological mum?
No, I don't know any of my real parents at all. Never met them. I don't recall meeting them or seeing them ever.
Yeah. Did you have any abuses of your own as a child?
No, well, I had one incident. I was about a teenager at that particular time. There was an army officer who offered to take me on a boat ride, and we went on a river boat ride, and the boat with the engine at the back. He was sitting and controlling the engine, and I was sitting one seat ahead. And then I was watching, of course, the water and the trees along the side of the banks and all that. It was nice to actually be riding in a boat. And the next thing I turn around and I see this guy was totally naked. But I did not approve of that because I was brought up to believe that the men do not interact in a sexual way. And I was big enough to understand that this is not the thing. So I never participated in any, he only exposed himself, but that was it. And I mean, that was the only time that I've ever actually been involved in any kind of sort of sexual scenes, so to speak.
Yeah, and you were a teenager then?
I was a teenager. I was about 12, 13, maybe 14. I'm not sure. I cannot recall exactly the age, but I was definitely a teenage age.
Yeah. And did that impact on you? How did that impact on you? Do you think that had any?
Well, I don't know whether it had impact on me as such, but I mean, I cannot say that it did, but it could be maybe a subconscious thing. You know, I did not see psychiatrists for any particular reason or ever, so I'm not sure whether.
Have you never had post-counselling after we left, for example?
No, I've never had counseling in my life ever, any kind of counseling whatsoever.
Would you want to have counselling?
Sure, I would not object to anything. I am willing and open-minded to accept any kind of conversation or.
Yeah, and then after me.
After you.
Yeah, I mean, okay. Let's be more vague about it, because I don't want you to feel that you have to expose yourself and whatever. But how many girls or boys have there been? Is it a girl thing or is it?
No, it's a girl thing, definitely.
Girls? And is it a specific age group or is it?
It's not a specific age group. It can be any group as long as it has interest. It has interest of similar thing. In other words, of sexual activities, because some girls are sexually active or so to speak from a very young age, and some don't, depending on the character of a person, of of a girl, because we're talking about girls, so to speak.
And by girls we mean girls under 10, girls under what age?
No, any age.
Any age?
Any age is
What would be your least, your minimum age?
minimum age. Surely there must be the age with certain understanding. That means must be able to communicate, must be able to respond.
So in my case it was 2.
Well, in your case was, I think, 3.
Okay, let's call it 3. Is a 3-year-old? Would you call that compliance at 3?
Compliance. The compliance is only the fact of the interest of the person.
Mm-hmm.
As I said, it can vary from different ages, depending. Some are sexually active in the form of desiring from an early age, as early as 3 or 4, or some would be at 7 or 8 or 9, or even older, teenage, 12, 13 sort of age, depending on which kind of. It's not every girl the same. It's the same as the men. We're not all the same. So is the woman and the same not.
So is it an individual? Is it you have an attraction to a person, or like a specific person? Do you need to know the person? Or
Yes.
Do there need to be relationships, or can they be isolated incidents?
Yeah, can be isolated incidents, but it has to be on that kind of foundation that shows interest in performing, or showing interest to desire to have some kind of sexual contact.
Okay. Cut. Please, can we reselect?